Well, hockey, certainly. I'm thinking that maybe it has something to do with the Air Canada Centre, or it sounded like it was a broadcast. It sounded like a recording of something that was being played through a speaker somewhere. So almost as if it was coming out of a TV or a set of speakers. Love to use sound as a medium for art, and so I have done interactive installations where sound recordings similar to the ones that you have here, recordings of ambient sounds from particular locations, are used in an empty space. I basically set it up in a big empty studio with no visuals, very little light, and people would walk through the space, and depending where they were in the physical environment, they would hear one sound or another, and they could sort of move between spaces to sort of mix sounds together and find blends of sounds that were pleasing. I just really love audio. I like that it's more demanding and challenging on your brain, because you have to concentrate a little bit more to comprehend signals that are coming in solely through your ears as opposed to through visuals and your ears. I like that you can create the pictures that you want or need in your own mind instead of relying on the pictures that someone else has provided to you. So if you're hearing something scary in your mind, you go to the scariest thing that you can imagine, which is always going to be scarier than the scariest thing that someone else could imagine, which is kind of neat about audio. So I was always interested in it. I was also really interested in radio and music. Music goes hand in hand with audio media, so that's how I first became interested in it, and it just went from there. I became a producer at a radio station, a host. I started teaching sound production, and here I am now. Well, I think that having a website like this allows people to think a little bit more about their sound environment, maybe pay a little bit more attention to it. And I think that when we pay more attention to the sounds around us, we start to think of ways that we can improve that sonic environment. And I think that's important because we're a very visually oriented culture, and I find oftentimes we'll design things that are visually very appealing, and yet there hasn't been much thought put into how it sounds. And so, for example, subway cars, for example, they're functional. You know, they don't look fantastic, but they're certainly functional. But the old ones screeched to a grinding halt. That was just sort of, you're already head up because you were on a crowded subway, and then that screeching noise just kind of made you even crazier. So it's things like that that I don't think we often think about. So I think that your website could help people to just think about their sound environment.